Hello and welcome back to another episode of the EFL Fantasy Podcast. My name is definitely Jamie,
My name is Angus.
And my name is Dan.
and we are here to review Game Week 14 and
That's the one.
most importantly look ahead to Game Week 15 because there's a massive double game week. Well, it isn't a massive double game week. It's the first double game week and it seems massive. Rotherham and Ipswich are playing twice this week, so we're going to be covering them this week. Before we do that, how are you guys?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Enjoyable, I guess, weekend of football. I watched some of it.
You, Dan?
Wasn't as enjoyable for me. Luton lost 3-1. Yeah, it was a bit crazy in especially Gaffr both games. Got over 100 in both games, but yeah,
Well,
interesting week.
good segue then. We'll get into our scores for the week. Dan, you got over 100. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I got 107. I think I rolled a transfer. I was debating using the transfer, but I don't think I did in the end. I captained Dewsbury Hall for 18. Vice captain Somerville for 34 is absolutely bonkers first half. Dieng for ranking Costello 0. De Silva 3 came on for Manning, who didn't play. Davis 8. Jones 2. Clark 16. Piero 6. Adam Armstrong, who I did debate getting rid of, and I'm glad I didn't, 14. And Broadhead 2. Um, I only got a one place green arrow up to 52nd because apparently everyone has boost left and they were absolutely hammering, getting close to 200 on the scores. So yeah, happy to get a green arrow and I've got 2 frees going into the double.
Nice. Angus, how did you get on?
Mixed one for me. Small red arrow, but given the scores that were flying around, the fact that I got less than 100, I was expecting a red, which seems a mad thing to say, but it was about 30 places. Red arrow. I had 97 minus 4. I also had Collins from Cardiff on the bench for 12 and Hume for 9, so it could have been better, particularly given that I'm ranking Costello 0 starting for me. A captain Dewsbury Hall, vice captain Somerville. If I'd had the triple, I'd emergency captained Clark. That could have been nice. I took a minus 4. I did sell Adam Armstrong, and it's the second time I've sold Adam Armstrong this season, and he's returned. So, but he doesn't return when he's in my team. So I can't
How
win.
your team, Angus?
I bought Kyle Walker-Peters, and I bought Jordan Hugel.
Vibes.
I was going to downgrade Armstrong anyway. I was actually going to go to probably Coburn from Middlesbrough. So I thought for a couple of weeks, why not go to Jordan Hugel when I was going to be doing it anyway? He got 1 point against Sheffield Wednesday. So I'm really positive about the double now. Otherwise, not a great deal from my team. Davis 8, Walker-Peters 6, and Rutter 8. With the other ones that did anything for me.
I'll go next. After last week being so smug, good score. Somerville blanking. The fantasy football gods well and truly fucked me in the arse this week with Somerville, didn't they? That first half. At first, I was like, it's not ideal, but it's not that bad because I had Dan James. I didn't sell him in the end. I ended up keeping him. So I was like, it's fine. There's not much in it. There was. It wasn't ideal. So I got 88 points, dropped down from 22nd to 47th now. Who did I have in my team? Dieng for 4, ranking Costello 0, Davies 8. After debating the captaincy between Dewsbury and Clark, I decided to try and be clever and force. It was one of them weeks where I put the vice captain on a defender. So I put it on Kyle Walker-Peters, who got me a lovely 9 points. That was it. Clark 16, Sarah 2, James 14, Sorba Thomas 1, Armstrong 14, and Broadhead 2. One transfer made, I brought Brandon Williams in for Luke Ayling. Williams sat on the bench for 0 points, but he was brought really for Game Week 15 because I will be playing part of the buzz. Yeah, so I'd rather forget about this week and hopefully have a better one in Game Week 15. How did the pod team do, Angus?
We did all right. We got 101 minus 4
Nice.
after taking a minus 4 that included 2 Rotherham players.
Who did we sell for them?
So we sold Adam Armstrong.
Oh, fuck, yeah, great.
We sold Barley Mumba.
Okay.
And I'm struggling to work out who else we sold.
Was it Hume?
Yes, it was Trey Hume.
Oh, of course it was, yeah, so good transfers.
And we benched Brandon Williams after buying him as part of the minus 4. Although he got a 0, so that part was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 101 minus 4, we captained Dewsbury Hall, vice captain Somerville. And we came second this week. Guys on Gaffr got 106, but we beat the community team and man on. So not a bad week really. Particularly after I think we'd had a couple of wins in a row. So still in a good position, I think.
Good.
Yeah, we're set up well for the double with double Rotherham.
Yeah, we've got the advantage, haven't we? Which we will talk about later on in this podcast.
We should clarify the other Rotherham player we bought in addition to Jordan Hugel was Sean Morrison.
And that was pure
Pure
vibes.
that was sort of like remember Sean Morrison. Like, remember how much we loved Sean Morrison? Let's go for that again.
Right, okay, and so this podcast then, what's coming up? Dan will go through the key lineup news from the weekend. We're then going to look into Rotherham and Ipswich like we promised on the last pod. Just other key takeaways very quickly from the game week, and then we have got a lot of questions this week, so we'll go through all of them. Dan, take us away with the important team news.
Yeah, so we'll start off with Southampton. Manning was benched after he returned back for suspension. Bree continued at left back. Adams wasn't in the squad, and Adam Armstrong played as a number 9, which was good because I had him in my team. Birmingham, Rooney changing the team again. Myoshi and Stansfield were on the bench. Could be good news with Laird back in the squad. Leeds, Somerville and James started. A bit of surprise for Norwich. Stacey was benched for Fisher, young Fisher. Huang was up front. QPR, no natural centre-back started. Leicester, Pereira and Fars was bench. Vardy started. Ipswich, Hutchinson started right wing. Wolfenden was benched. Plymouth, Hardy was back in the lineup. Preston, Brady, Frocky Jensen benched. Ched Evans is back in the squad after his injury. Bristol City, Conway benched. Harry Cornick played the number 9. Swansea, Key was still out. Coventry, Haji Wright started up front on his own. Sakamoto and Allen played as the 10, so Godden was benched. West Brom, Furlong benched with Thomas Asante, and they sort of switched formation to 3-5-2, and Diangana and Wallace played as 9s. So yes, that's the team news this week.
Right, brilliant. Right, let's get into it then. This is what everyone's tuned in for. They want to know which which double game week plays to get. So those on YouTube will see on the screen now. First slide is the team stats, so just how they rank. So I'll go through them quickly and then we'll discuss them briefly then. So goals per match, Rotherham are 22nd, with 0.9. Ipswich are first, 2.2. Just bear in mind on a couple of these, they like joint, but I couldn't be asked to put them on because it looked weird. It didn't.
Yeah.
Except I just left it. Goals conceded per match, Rotherham 20th with 1.8, Ipswich 8th with 1.2. Clean sheets, Rotherham at 23rd with just a 1, Ipswich are first with 6. XG, Rotherham 24th, 8.2, Ipswich 4th with 23.9. Shots on target per match, Rotherham are bottom on that as well with just 2. Ipswich first on that one, 6.4. Big chances created, Rotherham are 21st with 11. Ipswich are 5th with 25. XG conceded, Rotherham are bottom on that one, 25.5. And Ipswich are 6th with 14.6. And then lastly, saves per match, Rotherham are first for that one with 4.1. And Ipswich are 4th with 3.3. Now, it goes right over my head, most of that does, so I'm going to hand over to you two. What are your thoughts regarding that little bit of information?
I wish we had Jeepers Keepers.
Yeah.
But with both of these two, actually, with Gladkey and Johansson, as shown there, they're both sort of top 4 for saves per game. So that's my number one takeaway. Aside from Rotherham clearly not very good, Ipswich clearly good.
What about you, Dan?
I'm starting to wonder why we brought in Morrison and Hugel for the pod team. Looking at this,
We're going to look into the players from each team in a second, but before we do that, looking just at that, it's quite bleak, really, if you're looking at Rotherham assets. The 20th or below on every stat, other than saves per match, so it's not really ideal, is it?
No, although they have scored in every single home game, and the double is 2 home games, so that's what I keep telling myself, particularly with Jordan Hugel in my team now.
especially with Hugel has a good record against scoring against former clubs, and they got QPR. So you keep telling yourself that, Angus.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to keep telling myself until the game week.
And then with Ipswich, we kind of know anyway. We spoke about it a lot over the last few weeks, but we will look into their players in a second. Right, Rotherham then. They're on screen now. For those watching on YouTube, I've abbreviated the titles because it looks funny. It really set my OCD off. So, minutes played, goals, assists, shots on target per game, successful dribbles per game, key passes per game, big chances created, and bonus points. Who's doing Rotherham?
I've got the pleasure of doing Rotherham.
Right, go on then, Dan. Sign me.
So minutes played, the first 3 were Johansson, Rathbone, and Lembisika, these right wing back. None of those are options. I think Johansson has been an option for me because I've got 3 Ipswich and one of them is Gladkey. So I am debating whether to. I know he's maybe a bit expensive than what we would like, but we've seen that Rotherham make saves, and we saw last season. What did he have? 9-10 saves in that one game. So if he keeps like half a clean sheet and things like that, he can get some points.
Should you start goals with Kodaki, Dan? If you're bringing him in, I'm guessing.
I'd be getting rid of Kodaki to get an Ipswich attacker in.
That makes sense.
Hugel's got 3 goals, Onyedinma 2, and Peltier 2. Angus, and I think Hugel's, if you want to take a punt, it has to be Hugel in the attacking areas. Someone that is standing out in quite a lot of these is, it's probably 2 players. It's Cafu, which if someone would have said Cafu would be an option in pre-season, I'd have laughed. But he's got 3 assists, key passes 1.7, and he's created 3 big chances. He's on set pieces, and we know how the bonus system works, that things like that can help. and Onyedinma's got 2 goals, 1 assist. He's very good at dribbling as well. And he's top for bonus points on 7. Although his performances seem to have dropped off. He got a lot of his returns at the start of the season. So yeah, I think I would probably punt Hugo if you want to. That's the attacking option. Probably Cafu if you want maybe a punt in midfield, and then you can just bench him. And defensively, we looked at this when we were discussing which defender we were going to get in, and none of them really stood out. So we punted on Morrison just because if they get a set piece, he might get his noggin on it and it might go in the net. So, what do you guys think? Would you, apart from Hugo, would you, and maybe Hansen, would you go there in your own team?
Well, I'm debating this because obviously I've got two transfers to use for this week, but
Yeah.
I'm playing part of the buzz. One of them is someone we might discuss later on in the key takes from this week is Manning. Like, we don't know, has he been dropped? Has he has he just stayed out of the team because Bree did well when he was suspended? We don't know. But I was going to ask you two. Say if I brought a Rotherham defender, and I don't know which one, because I'll be honest, it doesn't look good. You're looking at minutes played, really points us playing, aren't you? Hopefully, you're hoping for maybe a half clean sheet or 2 out there 4 available, and then if you're really lucky, some kind of attacking return. Is that?
I think if you're going to play part of the bus, I think it's worth punting a Rotherham defender, especially as one of the games are QPR.
Well, I was thinking
So I
that
don't know
because
if
you'd be my 50 defender, and then I'd happily
yeah,
have 1 on my bench that can sit third sub. I don't really want 2 or 3 because I'm going to have to move them out straight away, and I don't really want to do that. But I watched the game on Sunday against Sheffield Wednesday. I watched it all, and I was really prepared. Dan, honestly, I got there. I had my notepad out. I thought I'm going to do some serious scouting here, and within 10 minutes, I sacked it off. I was like, these are crap. The only thing, I wrote one thing down. Peltier takes long throw-ins. That was the only positive thing I could think of. Honestly, they were shocking. So, I'm stuck. What do you guys think, though? If you were me on part of the buzz, what am I expecting as a minimum, really, as base points from a double Rotherham defender?
Appearance points.
It probably is just that, isn't it? And I could get lucky and they could get something. They've got 2 chances to do that, but they're really bad. Where I could go someone, I've already got him, so it doesn't really work. But Kyle Walker-Peters, who's doing brilliantly at the moment. Would you rather bring someone like that in instead?
I think I'd go Rotherham.
What about you, Angus?
Like I said, you can bench them afterwards, can't you? Especially for a boost. I can understand if you're not playing a boost. But
I think there's the element of having 2 shots at something.
Yeah.
That's the appealing thing, where it's just sort of like, I mean, for example, take all the people who missed ranking Costello's 28 points in 2 weeks, or 2 games, because it was a week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bought him at the weekend, he's got a 0. Like, if it's a double defender, even if they got a 0, they've got a chance to redeem that, where if you've just got a single sort of game week player, they might get the 0 and that's all you get. So I think that's I guess the 2 chances at it is what sort of appeals, even though they're terrible.
Yeah, true. It's a really difficult one. I think, knowing Fantasy Football Manager, I know everyone they'll go anyway because it's a double game week, isn't it? Everyone just loves a double game week, no matter who it is. But if you were then on part of the buzz, who would you be going?
Bramall.
Bramall.
Yeah.
Dan?
I don't really know. we were comparing them the other day, and they're pretty much all similar. They're all the same price as well, really. As well, it's not like a 5 and a 4.5 or something like that. I don't know.
Feels
I'd
like
probably
a
just
like
go
a lucky
Morrison.
dip. You kind of just put
Yeah,
the
it
in a
is.
hat and you just pull one out. They're not really. I think if I was going to go one, I think I will go Peltier. Based on he
Really?
takes long throw-ins. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you want the person who's Morrison, who's probably in there for the long throw, in there.
Yeah, well, it could be, or it could be going on like Jordan Hugo's had. But if he's just powering him into
True.
the box, I don't know. I mean, he's getting in there. He's third for Rotherham on shots on target per game with 0.3. I'm just clutching at straws. I'll be honest. I really don't know. I wish I could come on here and say, I've got this stat for this. He is the best assets there. I really wish it wasn't Rotherham with a double game week.
The one thing I'd say about Bramall, A, he's not on any of those stats and he's outperforming the likes of Peltier in terms of points. B, he's like 0.1 or 0.2 cheaper than all the other options. C, his only competition is injured.
Strong argument.
Who's his only competition? Then?
Tyler Blackett.
I mean, can Fred Onyedinma not play there?
A left back in a back four.
Yeah, I've seen him do it.
Of course, yeah.
Are they going
to?
They're Rotherham, Dan. They can't waste Fred Onyedinma in defence.
I mean, that is true, yeah.
But what was interesting in the game as well, midway through the first half, they switched formation. They made a sub. Is it Raven?
Yeah, I'd never heard of this person.
He come on and he went to a back five and they somehow were worse defensively. I'm not joking. Honestly, Sheffield Wednesday could have been 4-5 up in that first half. It quietened down a bit in the second half, but yeah, I'm struggling. But I know
I almost wish at this. I almost wish at this point Sheffield Wednesday had the double. I could talk myself into Sheffield Wednesday players. Like aside from Jordan Hugel, I'm like, this is a waste of time. Sheffield Wednesday players, I could actually almost talk myself into.
Oh, after watching that, I'd have talked myself into a triple up easily. Cause
Josh Windass, 100%.
Yeah, trying volleys from 40 yards out and also... Because I'm one of them, if I watch... I shouldn't have watched it, really, because I knew it would affect my decisions, because after seeing that, I'm just like... Straight away, for about 2 days, it's probably a good job of recording this a couple of days later than we normally would, because I'd have been like, no, I'm not having any. Absolutely zero chance of me having any rival players, so... yeah. We'll go on to Ipswich, but I know there's a lot of questions, so we'll probably go over Rotherham again a bit later on. But now, Ipswich on the screen, Angus.
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot more. There's a lot sort of nicer stats here, a lot bigger numbers, which is what we like. So obviously minutes played, Hladky and Wolfenden. I think I played every minute.
Yeah.
Is that every minute?
Yeah.
And then Chaplin, third for minutes. Goals, you've got Broadhead 6, Chaplin 5 and Hurst 3. Assists, Davis 6, Hurst 3, Chaplin 2. Shots on target per game, you've got Chaplin and Hurst 1.2, Broadhead with 1. Successful dribbles per game, it's Hutchinson and Broadhead. And then Williams, key passes per game, it's Davis and then Burns, who's obviously not going to play, and then Broadhead. Big chance created, Broadhead, and then Davis, and then Burns. Bonus points, it's Davis, then Broadhead, then Chaplin. I think the main thing that's immediately going to jump out there, a lot of mentions of 4 players, and it's the 4 players we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Broadhead, Chaplin, Hurst, and Davis.
I think they are the 4, aren't they? If
someone's on a Hladky and they really don't want to spend 2 transfers, or on Wolfenden and they really don't want to spend 2 transfers, that's fine.
Or you're playing part of the bus and you go for maybe a Williams and Davis.
Are you on a boost, Angus?
So the plan is still to play Park the Bus. Whether I change my mind is another matter entirely, but the plan is currently to play Park the Bus.
Okay, we'll go through like three scenarios then, because these are a bit more interesting. We'll
Yeah,
go with like no boosts, apart the boards, and then another boost, say triple triple or goal fest.
yeah.
Because I think we could rule midfield dynamos out here. Really, do you think?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
if someone's really wanting to play midfield dynamos, go for it. But I don't think this double doesn't do anything for midfield dynamos. So I
Especially with
assume people
Burns out.
won't be going for that.
I think it'd only be Hutchinson once if you were adamant you wanted, but I wouldn't use that spot
No,
really.
no, because
Not nailed.
it could be Caden Jackson, it could be Marcus Harness.
Yeah,
As I tweeted out, and a shout out to Martin from the Man On Pod for bringing this to my attention. Somerville had 19 points in the first half at the weekend. The highest scoring Ipswich midfielder has 38.
yeah. So we're not getting there then. Right, we'll start with no boosts. So if people are on no boosts, um, what would you be doing while you're looking at it? Because obviously it depends who they've already got. If they've got Kodaki, are they already tripled up? But if you're on no boosts, it would be ideal free.
Shall I start as I'm not going to be on the boost?
Yeah, Gondron, yeah.
So I currently have Lodaki, Broadhead, and Davis. Because Ipswich are so good going forward, and it can even be a long-term pick. I'm wanting to get off Lodaki. I've got 2 free transfers to enable me to do that. So I will be probably my third option will be Chaplin or Hurst. Probably leaning Chaplin just because there is more of a rotation risk for Hurst. I think the Dapo's back. They can put Caden Jackson up there as well. So that's what I would do.
If you had to rank the three in your preference order, like first, second, third, who would it be? Out of the three forwards?
I want the 3 forwards. I don't think there's much between Broadhead and Chaplin, to be honest. But I think they're ahead of Hurst just because of. I think they're probably safer to start.
Okay. We'll go to a triple triple then now. So I think this is quite easy, especially after you've gone off that. We know Davies is. You've got to have Davies, really, haven't you? You're mad if you don't go with Davies.
Yeah, he's sort of like the obvious pick.
Then I'll come to you on this now because Dan's really answered it just. So your other two players on triple triple, probably it's two of the three forwards, isn't it? Who would you have?
Yeah, I think for triple triple, I would go. It's boring and whatever. I would have Davis, Broadhead, and Chaplin.
Yeah. See, I think John Jacobs already got him, or he's going to get him. And I know he will because he loves this. But I'd have to go on Hurst. I'd have to go against that Chaplin and Broadhead because
Yeah,
everybody's going to
I
have to.
think that sort of depends as well, doesn't it? Or, like how punty you want to be, where exactly you are. Like if you're trying to really make up ground, for example, like say for example, I'm down sort of 550 odd range. If I still had triple triple left, like in terms of making that immediate gain, Hurst would be a play for someone like me.
See, I'd even do it myself if I had triple triple, and I'm at like 40, whatever I'm late 40s. I'd still have good. 'Cause yes, it's a point. It's the safe one is Broadhead and Chaplin, but Hurst isn't like a mad punt where he's miles behind these two. He's
I've
still
got I've got a
just
couple of
above them.
stats which might help you
Go on then.
that Luke Irons has provided. So he provided a whole spreadsheet with sort of the various things that go various stats, but quite handily go into the bonus to give sort of the bonus per 90.
Yeah,
So this isn't necessarily the bonus points as in 1 to 4. This is on the bonus sort of score,
okay.
how much they're getting. So Davis is top. He's averaging 7 bonus per 90.
He's got to be up there in the league with like Dewsbury Hall.
So Luke added a note. He said the bonus per 90 value of 7 is higher than any Gaffr asset from last season. Last season's best defender was Ryan Manning. He was 5.08. Davis is on 7.
Wow.
And like, for example, key passes per 90. Swift was the best in the league last year at 3. Leif Davis has 3.5 per 90 from left back.
He's a monster.
So Davis, just to paint this picture, like Davis is just a killer. Second, quite comfortably in the bonus per 90 actually, is Broadhead.
Okay.
Broadhead is on 6.27 bonus per 90. And so he seems quite clearly the next one. He's leading the other guys quite significantly, particularly in XG per 90. He also leads the other forwards quite comfortably in defensive actions per 90 and successful dribbles per 90, which is the sort of thing that contributes to the bonus. Chaplin and Hurst are actually quite close together for bonus per 90. So particularly if you're looking at the point there, Chaplin is on 4.8 bonus per 90 and Hurst 4.51. So they're actually very close together. Some stuff on the forwards, just because I'm just going to go through the notes Luke's given me now to highlight these things. Broadhead, who's first for average bonus. Chaplin, 4th for average bonus. 6th for average bonus among last season's top 10 forwards that would put them. Broadhead, in particular, would have been last season's best forward for bonus, which when you think about some of the players like Gyökeres, Broadhead would have been better bonus than him. And only 10 players averaged 1 shot on target per 90 last season. Chaplin, Broadhead and Hurst are all doing that.
Pretty good, this Ipswich side, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not bad. But it just shows, I think some of that just shows, aside from Davis just being a monstrosity, you probably want Broadhead. But it does suggest, for those who are looking at Hurst, it's not even that almost big a punt against Chaplin, particularly not as big a punt as it seems.
It's just minutes. That's the worry for me.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Jamie's getting Hurst, I know he is.
Yeah,
You can just tell.
I've sold him on it now.
I've already set myself up for part of the buzz now. I'm committed
I was about to say,
it now.
you've got double defence, haven't you?
I got Williams last week, so we'll go on to part of the buzz now. So I'm on Davis and Williams. I won't be adding another one because I've got Broadhead in my team. I don't want to take him out. So the only other way I'd go would be a Rotherham player. Have I got the right two?
Yeah, so there's not much between the others by the looks of the sort of stats Luke sent over. Like, Leif Davis is way out in front. Williams has obviously played fewer minutes. Yeah. He's not averaging much bonus per game. It's slightly ahead of Wolfenden, who's in terms of the average bonus per 90, Luke has Williams at 3.1, Wolfenden at 2.2, and then Burgess at 2.06. So in terms of Williams isn't necessarily doing great, but he looks to be a better pick than the centre backs, as you would basically expect, to be honest.
Yeah, and
it's so hard for defenders to get bonus in, especially playing for this Ipswich side, because of how attacking they are. It's obviously hard unless they, especially for Williams, unless he does a goal or an assist, I'd have thought.
So basically, we're going for the potential attacking threat, really, with Williams, aren't you? Really, that's all you're doing. So yeah, I think we'd say that covers the Ipswich.
I hope so.
I think a lot of people would have guessed, the majority of that. We knew Davis is an absolute machine, but I did find the Hurst, Broadhead, Chaplin So that's quite interesting. So that's Ipswich done, and then now I've put Twitter questions on the screen. We're not going to Twitter questions now. We're going to go through our key takeaways from game week 14. So, who wants to go first?
I've got one that I wanted to highlight, which is kind of game week 13 as well.
Okay.
But I didn't necessarily get to talk about it in the same way. Perry and G.
Yeah.
Everyone knows, particularly how long I spent last season going on about Perry and G. 2-2, which is why it does count for game week 14. And he's now the highest scoring defender in the game, which after we talked about Davis, Perry and G is the highest scoring defender in the game. Free kick wizard. It was a very nice free kick, actually. But it's almost the two sides of it, which is the big thing from this, in that after the free kick in midweek, it was a headed goal from, I think, a corner at the weekend. So showing that he can still return that way as well.
Yeah, he is definitely someone that's on my radar at the moment, and I think he will be on a lot of people's, won't he?
Yeah, it should be anyway.
Dan, anything from you?
Yeah, I can talk about Bristol City. They've obviously sacked Pearson the other day. I don't know if it was a surprise, but Pearson was in his last year of his contract, and you get the feeling he was sort of trying to find out if they were going to offer him
I
a new
think he
one.
was trying to get sacked based on some of his comments.
But yeah, I'm not sure your two opinion on how well he done. Do you think he done a good job, or?
Yes. I was listening to Championship Chat podcast this morning on the way to work, and when they spoke about it, he has set them up well. A lot of youngsters have come through that team now, and they seem to be set now for that next manager, because they were on about Rowett, and they're saying it's basically the team's done. He doesn't need rebuild the team. It's there ready. It's someone who can take them to the next level. And there's some good players in there, like Sam Bow. I really like him. Conway Scott's obviously left now, but yeah, I think he's done a decent job. But he didn't pull up trees, did he? Really, they never went on and threatened a playoff spot or anything like that, did they?
Yeah, I think that's the key, isn't it, with the job he did, where they were sort of, before he came in, they were sort of not far away from that relegation battle or in that relegation battle. He consolidated them a step above that. So I think we do have to say he did a pretty good job there. But I do think in terms of taking almost that next step on, it needs sort of someone to I guess be a little bit more proactive in their playing style than Pearson. I think that's the point they had reached with him.
Weird guy as well, like Pearson.
Very strange.
Because when you look at him, he looks like a really big tough guy, like someone who would knock you clean out in the pub. But then when you see him on Twitter, he's like your granddad, tweeting. He just tweets random weird stuff, speaking on behalf of him and his wife and stuff. I don't know. It's just dead weird. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's like someone else has got his account, like his wife tweets or something like that. One of my takeaways was a couple of questions for you. We spoke about it briefly at the beginning. Ryan Manning, obviously popular asset, been in a lot of teams from the start. Has he been dropped?
I think so, but that's tough to read from him being available for one game and not playing. But I know. I saw someone say the Southampton fans have been very positive about Bree even after the midweek game.
Well, I don't know. I'm selling him this week, so not because of that, but partly because of that. But obviously, I need a defender for part of the buzz, so I don't want going to part of the buzz with doubts over Manning. Yeah. But I think if he doesn't start this weekend, then I think you could probably say he's possibly been dropped. My thinking is he was suspended, but he played well, and he's given Bree another chance, and he's took that chance again. So that will be interesting. Also, from that game while I'm there, Adam Armstrong, obviously disappointing for you, Angus. You sold. I managed to I was about to sell him if I wasn't setting up for this part of the buzz. But he plays centrally, which I hadn't seen Southampton in
He
the
has to
last
play,
two, so I wasn't too sure if he'd actually gone back essentially. But apparently, it was that's the first time in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's obviously back on the radar. Anything else from you two from this weekend, or anything in general?
I mean, there were sort of two things. I touched on it, but just going to mention Leeds and Somerville, and Somerville and James coming back into the team. We obviously talked about Somerville not playing in midweek, and Dan James. I think that was a bit more hit and miss. I don't think Nonto was that bad. He'd only sort of had one start back. So what that means going forward, I'm not sure. But obviously, big for them. The fact they conceded after Luke Ayling came on the pitch, can't really be surprised by that. And Stoke.
Go on, I wasn't going to mention him, Angus.
I have to mention them. What is it? 3 wins in a row?
Yes, Sunderland, Leeds, and Borough as well.
Yeah, Sunderland, Leeds, and Borough as a 3-game run, and to win all of them. That's big.
Impressive.
Any options?
I think Darren Auto-Reclose asked in Slack earlier on about Hoover. He was potentially going to take a punt on him for part of the buzz. Now, I don't know. We were on about in the group chat the other night, weren't we? 4 key passes, was it, against Leeds? It was the Leeds game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He will get that key passes and he's good for bonus. So if we're doing well, he's playing, he will pick up points. He's got a really good delivery. As much as I think he's crap, he's got a very good delivery on him. So I think he's a potential asset. I mean, I'm not going to say go and get him because I don't think I'm going to do that. Well, I'm probably not. So other than that, I think settling in, team settling a little bit, give it a few more weeks to see if it sustains really, and see if our lineup gets a bit consistent. Because I think we played the same team against Leeds as we did at Sunderland, other than Stevens come out for Jordan Thompson, but then we made changes for Borough. Well, even Dwight Gale come in, so wouldn't be looking at Stoke for actual assets yet, other than maybe Hoover. Quick one on Somerville though, Angus. Obviously, he's my biggest nemesis at the moment, and this sounds ridiculous, but he's not my top priority asset from Leeds at the moment. I really want Rutter. So I think I'll be going there. But just let me get it up. I've just had it up. They've obviously got Leicester this week. So if you haven't got him, I don't think you'd be buying him. I'd play him if I had him. And then they've got Plymouth at home. But after the international break, it's midweek. He can't play 3 games in a week, apparently.
Well, Farker did say that he thought he would be able to in a few weeks. He just couldn't yet.
Oh, that's ruined it then for me.
Now, whether after that international break is soon enough for him to do it, I'm not sure. But Farker did say it was a case of, like, right now, he couldn't do it, but that he would be able to.
Okay. Dan, any more from you?
Just on the Somerville, I think it's clear he's their best winger. You just got to risk he's going to get benched. I'm a bit disappointed I didn't captain him. I vice captain him because we sort of knew he was going to come back in the team after missing the midweek game. So yeah, it's hard to drop Somerville on performance unless it is through injury. So it's probably James, Nonto, and Anthony fighting for one spot, I'd say.
Yeah, and I think Somerville's like miles ahead of Anthony, really, is in ability as well. So yeah, Leeds. I've got two more just before we move on to the Twitter questions. One player we seen, I wouldn't say overlook, we don't give much attention to, Philogene. I know Danny
Yeah,
McDonald will
yeah.
love
Sorry,
this.
I did want to mention him. Yeah,
I'm just looking at this here. He's returned as in a goal, assist, or bonus points in every game since game week 8 now. Game week 8, assist and 2 points. Game week 9, assist and 4 bonus. 1 bonus and 10. Game week 11, 1 goal, 1 assist, and 4 bonus. A bonus and 12. A goal and 3 in 13, and a goal and 4 in 14. He is looking very, very good. So I think he's worth looking at. And then when I'm saying goal and assists, I'm not sure if any of them were winning penalties. I didn't put that because it's too much hard work for me. And then last one, bit of a punt. If somebody's all set up for game week 15 and you haven't got to worry about bringing in Rotherham or Ipswich players, and you just want to make a transfer, Watford, I've got Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday in the next two. Asprilla in his last 3 games scored 3 in his last 3, getting 4 bonus points twice and 3 bonus points on the other time. So he could be a fun little punt. But other than that, I think that's everything really that I took away from game week 14. Is that it for you two?
yeah. I think that's everything.
Right, Twitter questions. Just massive shout out to Harry Winks and Morgan Whitaker there with 2 fantastic goals at the weekend. Really enjoyed them. And of course, I haven't got the questions up in front of me. Right, no particular order. There's like 19, so we'll get through these as quick as we can. FPL Ronnie asked a question, but Dan, you've answered him on Twitter rather than the podcast, so I'm going to leave that one because you've already gone through that question about your prediction of Ipswich. Right, FPL Clem, I want to say. Any advice for the number 1? So he's number 1 overall. Have to show off before I inevitably captain the wrong Ipswich players next week. Any advice for the world number 1?
Look at what I'm doing and do the opposite. It's worked out well for people so far.
Yeah. Normally when people flex like that, they normally drop like a stone. So I don't wish that upon you.
At least he's acknowledged that he's got to do it while it's the case. I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, no. I'm just joking. Fair play,
Yeah.
Congratulations, top stuff. Be number 1 at the moment, beating fantastic players like Luke. So Luke's slacking. FPL hindsight. Why didn't Wolfendean start on Saturday? And is he worth taking out if I want to play triple this week? Davies and Broadhead are my other 2 as it stands.
Well, the first part that, yes, he did start. So, so I'm not really sure what to say about that part. If you want to take him out for one of the forwards, who we've obviously talked about, then go for it. But yeah, not because he didn't start.
Mm-hmm. I think Dan, based on what we said earlier on regarding the Ipswich players, you don't want Wolfendean in there. You definitely don't want to play triple on him, do you? So that's probably a good idea. FF Deakin. Is double Southampton defence finally viable with this nice run, or has Bree's inclusion in the week made Manning a player to be wary of? Keep up the good work, lads. Thank you very much, Deakin. We spoke about Manning, haven't we? Double Southampton defence?
Not for me. I think it's more likely to be rotation now. I do think Kyle Walker-Peters, though, is probably the best option out of all of them. Although he could get rested now at some point because Bree could just go over at right back.
Sat Bree off. Like, you can't drop Kyle Walker-Peters. He's in red hot form, isn't he? I'll be fuming if they did that. Looking at Kyle Walker-Peters now, he's returned in his last 3, 4, 5. last 6 games, getting some form of return. He's like undroppable to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Go on.
I think for some people, double Southampton defence was already viable and they've been getting points from it. Manning could well be a problem at this point, but we don't know that for certain either.
Yeah, well, I've been on double Southampton defence all season, and I'm coming off now. But referring to the run, I think he's on about Millwall away, West Brom at home, Huddersfield away, Bristol City at home. So decent enough fixtures there for them. But I think, yeah, it's too much risk with the Manning Bree dilemma, and I don't think you can go hold Ballis or Bednarek, are you?
No, I wouldn't bother with a centre back. They're not good enough defensively. It's not like, for example, Leicester, where it's like, oh yeah, you can just go for a centre back and it's fine or whatever. With them, no, you need the ones that are attacking.
Right, I'm going to come to you on this one, Angus, because you're mentioned in this question.
Oh god.
FPL Frog. We're on Skype today, not Google Meet, so I can't put my little frog background on, which absolutely sent me wild. But who would you start this week out of Faz, Manning, and Mumby? So that's the first part of the question.
Fast Manning and Mumba. Oh god. By default, I'm going to go Mumba because I don't like Fast against Leeds, and I don't think Manning starts. So, so I'm going to go Mumba.
Okay. And I would also like a public apology from Angus for reportedly ignoring my request to ask for the assist king Kellen Fisher to be added to the game.
If he can prove that he requested that, then I will apologise.
Did you see that? Like, at first, I was like, that's not allowed. Do you know where Sarah was offside?
Mm.
And then Fisher ended up running on. I was like, no, you can't do that. But then I was like, well, yeah, you can really. It was Aqua, the defender, who was more like over that side.
I think so.
Yeah, I was like, you've got to play to the whistle. Like, you can't just stop
Yeah.
with your hand up. Like, you've just got to play to the whistle. The FPR will never stop. Dan, well, this is for you actually. This is quite relatable to you. Is it worth getting your Wanson in for the double, or a Rotherham just a no-go?
I think it's worth it. I know it's a bit more pricier, but he's going to play any, and if we get like a Jeepers Keepers in the next set, could be well set up moving forward.
Because I'll be quite annoyed that you're there already. Right, Ollie Ash, FPL. Do I need a bit of Fred on my dinner? Talk to me. No, that's a good question. That's very clever, man. He's a Leeds fan, isn't he, him? Ollie?
Yeah.
Yeah, us. I won't say anything.
Not for me, but I don't think it's the worst idea, but not for me.
Dan?
I mean, he's a good player, and he
I knew
from
something
Luton.
like that was going to come out your mouth. Of course, he's a good player. He played for Luton.
I was about to say, it's really, it was all about his former club.
He was the best versatile player in the league at one point.
He was, to be fair. Was he right back, left wing back? Both wings played up front.
Fantastic. FPL Commander. I have got 2 free transfers and got triple Ipswich already. Really don't fancy having any Rotherham, but if I were to use 1 free and get 1 in, who would you choose? So just 1 Rotherham player, you defender, forward, midfield, doesn't matter. Who's the best Rotherham asset for you two?
Hugo.
Yeah, Hansen. It's not helped him at all, is it?
No.
I think if you've got like a Hagi or a Hazard, I think Johansson might be a good option, but otherwise, probably take the punt on Hugo, I think.
Okay. Jordan Williams is asked 2 questions you can get. One's quite a general one, so I like this. First one, do I captain Davies or Chaplin? Going to vice captain the other one.
Davis.
I'll go Davies as well.
Yeah, probably Davis.
Okay. If you had to predict the top 6 now, what would it be? Leicester win it.
Leicester win it. Leeds second. Ipswich third.
It's a bit funny if you didn't put
Southampton.
Ipswich in.
Yeah, Southampton fourth. And then you could throw in anyone. I'm going to say. Really don't know.
Go on, you've got to give us 2 because you'll piss somebody off, and I want it to come back on you at the end of the season as well.
I'm going to go Sunderland and Borough.
Angus?
Leicester, Ipswich, Leeds, Sunderland, Southampton, Borough.
Okay, so all same 6 teams, just in a little bit of a different order.
It won't be that someone.
No,
Someone
like
like-
West Brom will be in there, and like Stoke will be in there, and
Get someone like-
I'd have Leicester, Ipswich go up automatic. I'm going to go a little bit to Angus Southampton third. Because it seems to be every time I watch them, as in like a full match, they seem to be like absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go Leeds fourth. I think they just got too much on the day. Sunderland fifth. Oh, I don't want to say this because I know he's going to be straight on it in the group chats after. Hull sixth.
Oh, here we go.
Danny McDonald
I
will
haven't
be all
seen-
over that win.
I haven't seen much of Hull.
Yeah, so yeah, that'll be my top 6 right now. Ask me in about 2 weeks' time, and it'll be completely different, knowing me. Right, next question. Niall Fairbrother. Unsure what to do with my bench this week. Would you bench Perot or Rowe? No, would you bench Perot or Rowe and KWP or Mumba? I don't. I'm confused. Let me read that out again. Am I being thick here? Yes. Unsure what to do with my bench this week. Would you bench Perot or Rowe and Kyle Walker-Peters or Mumba?
I think it's Perot or Rowe, and then either Walker Peters
or
and
Mumba.
Mumba.
Right, okay.
I think that's what it is. Who are Norwich playing?
Blackburn at home.
I'd bench Rowe
Yeah, I think I'll go Rowe.
and Mumba probably.
Angus?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rowe and Mumba.
Okay. Right, next question. AD Tour. Thanks for the great content as always. Well, thank you very much, AD. What boost would you like to see in the next set? Anything but Jeepers Keepers.
Cheapest keepers.
I
we're gonna have
don't
a
want
big
Keepers
one.
in the next set.
I reckon it's set 2 where we do get quite a few double game weeks, isn't it? Towards the end.
They can slot in at the end.
Crossover into set 3, don't they?
Hmm.
So based on that, I want Jeepers Keepers. Is it called away days?
Yeah.
Yeah, away
Yeah.
days. And
Will they throw follow lead and away days in? I don't know. Budget buster?
oh yeah, we still got to have budget buster, haven't we? Follow the leader, away days, Jeepers. They're the 4 big ones, aren't they? Have I forgot any?
I don't think so. You probably have to throw in sort of a couple of less exciting ones just to balance it out.
No, just throw all the biggest
Yeah, it's
six in
fine.
and people choose your best three, lads. Go on. That would vary the game up a little bit because there'll be a lot of different strategies then. Because you don't want just like let's say away days, follow the leader, and what's another big cheapest keepers, and then three crap ones because everyone's going to use the same three, aren't they? I don't want that. That's too boring. I want
Yeah.
carnage. Unless I, inevitably go down the wrong route and it goes terribly, and then before I know it, I'm like in the hundreds, and I'm like, this game's shit.
Yeah, I'm just after more of the sort of follow the leader joy of last season.
I can't even remember. I think I know Watford every time last year killed me off. I know we had Watford in
It was
there.
Sheffield United, wasn't it?
Sheffield
When they
United
had
against Burnley.
Is that
hammered
when we
Burnley, and
played
then they had
Burnley? Yeah,
Rotherham.
Yeah, hammered Burnley, lost to Rotherham.
that was it. Yeah, so yeah, some big ones like that. Mark Dorney, best attacking Rotherham asset is the one. I think we've answered that, haven't we, with Jordan Hugo?
Yeah.
Okay. I always kill this guy's name. Petteri Anunen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope I've got that right. Your newest and last ranking for best triple 15 players. So we hadn't kind of answered that regarding just Ipswich, and I don't think you're going to have any Rotherham, but would it be the three that we said for Ipswich earlier on? Or three of those four?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, FPL Shakazulu. Number one. Oh, God, there's three questions here. Why are Swansea, Blackburn and Millwall good away but rubbish at home? Do their fans scare them? I'll be honest, I don't know their home or away records. Anybody know?
Millwall are scared of their fans.
It's that shit
Swansea
chance
players.
that they
Swansea
do.
players don't like. Swansea players don't like Wales. And who was the other one?
Was it Blackburn? Yes, Blackburn.
Blackburn are scared that the chicken's going to come back.
Second question: is Stoke the real deal now, or will it crumble like a house of cards if we invest in them? I've covered Stoke a little bit there earlier on, didn't I? I don't think you go near them yet. And then best.
I know what's going. I know what's going to happen, Jamie. You're going to win like 2 more games. Then you've got a decent run. You'll get triple Stoking like you always do every season. And then it'll go shit.
Yeah. Tyrese Campbell come back from injury and he'll be going straight to my team. Best 6 to 6.5 million asset between Lloris at Stoke, Philogene, and Esprella.
Philogene.
Yeah.
Philogene, yeah.
Would like a punt on. We mentioned it. Have a punt on Esprella. That'll be fun. Bez FPL. I am playing part of the buzz this week, so I have a bit of a benching dilemma. I feel Dewsbury and Clark are essential. So, which two players would you bench out of Sarri, Somerville, Smodics, and Armstrong? I am currently thinking of benching Somerville and Smodics. I'd bench Smodics definitely out of all them.
Yeah.
Is he on about Adam Armstrong?
Against
Yeah, I'm
Norwich,
guessing.
I mean, if you have Stuart Armstrong, then
You
I have
never
other
know.
questions.
He was doing all right for a bit.
Definitely benching Stewart.
I'd be
Yeah.
benching Sarah and Smodics and start Somerville
I
and
don't
Armstrong.
know. Norwich aren't good, and they're going to attack, aren't they? It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, like Norwich are scoring and conceding on Sarah's got potential game points. Smodics then could for their counter argument to that. But then who's Adam Armstrong got? I looked at Southampton earlier. Millwall away. And then obviously Somerville's got Leicester, so it's a bit of a tough one. I'd still go Smodics and Sarah.
Yeah, if Armstrong plays on the right though, then that's probably a bench.
until that game
No,
comes
that's the
along.
thing.
And I think Somerville, and also they've got a higher ceiling than the other two.
Do you think the Leeds Leicester game is going to be tight, or do you think it's just going to be end to end
Tight. I think.
crazy game?
I think Leicester will just kill them off. They'll just keep ball, keep ball, keep ball. Right, shall we
Yeah,
go
I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm not
expecting.
sure.
I'm not expecting a great deal from it. Like, you know, it's going to make an interesting decision for people in terms of who they start. But yeah, it's tough to read that one.
I think that what that game needs is, well, it definitely doesn't need a Leicester early goal, but a Leeds goal early would really open that game up. It'd be interesting to see how Leicester react to that.
So if Leeds got the early goal and they can hit them on the counter.
I think we could get a good game then.
But Leeds won't be able to keep them out.
No, I don't think they will defensively. I think they'll have too much. I'd love like Leicester literally take it to Leeds, we'll get, you know what, Vardy, Andy and Nacho. Just literally mix it up, change the formation, just go for it. Love to see a bit of that.
Just 4-4-2.
Yeah, 4-4-2, fuck it. Right, so I don't think we really helped him with that, but it is a tough one, isn't it, that question?
You're going to get points on the bench, whatever.
Yeah,
You're going to get it wrong, whatever you
that's
do.
the inevitability.
Right, Carrot King, Alexander Chow. Do you think Manning has lost his place now? If yes, so we've covered that bit, who's the best replacement?
If you don't have Walker Peters, then him.
I think you've got I'd hope he's got Davis, but I'd say because of the double, Williams. But if you were going for a single game week player, it's got to be Walker Peters or Perry and G. Would you say?
I'm a big fan of sort of Perry and G. Obviously playing the mighty Stoke away this week, which is very tough. So particularly if you're looking elsewhere, then I'm not even sure where you would go. To be honest, I was just looking across the teams, being like, right, something come to me, and it's a bit tough.
It's been like that all season, though, hasn't it? Through phases of the first 14 game weeks, like one player will jump out like Ranky Costello has the last few weeks. Now Perry and G is, but really, it's been tough really to choose a decent defender. I think.
I'll just go with Hoover.
Yeah, good shout.
4 bonus in the last 2 games.
Hoover time. Hoover. Right, last question, Chris. FF Balding Eagle. It doesn't say. With 1 boost left and triple Ipswich ready, would you play Part the Buzz or Goalfest? 6 million in the bank, so any player is within reach. 6 million. His team's decent as well.
Who's he missing then?
Well,
he's missing the lead striker, isn't he, up front?
Yes. But still got Armstrong, Broader Chapel. He's quite template.
Yeah, it's good.
Lindsay's in there's a bit different. But he's only got Perry and G. Would you play Part of the Buzz or Goalfest with that? I'd play Goalfest.
Yeah, I think Goalfest.
Just based on that defence, with Kakai and then Lindsay, he's got 1 free transfer. Yeah,
Then you've got Pereira against Leeds as well, haven't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah. NG against Stoke as well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Goalfest. And I think, just make sure, that's all the questions I can see. So that is a wrap. Anything else that you two like to cover before we say our goodbyes?
No, I think that's it.
Don't think so.
No, hopefully we've been help regarding the Ipswich and Rotherham assets. I wish we could have been a bit more positive about Rotherham. It would have made the game week a bit more interesting if we had a potential 6 assets to go to for it. And then obviously Rotherham, it's the 4 really, so it's going to be quite tight this week, I think, in terms of the Ipswich players. But yeah, That's it then. So thank you very much for listening. Make sure you do give us a like, subscribe, and all that jazz that we go on in every week. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Right.